Well, guess what? Another day in the video game industry and another spectacular fail by a company who I trusted to get the job done. For those of you who don't know, the Star Wars Battlefront Collection 1 and 2 were re released on Steam recently, and guess what? They launched in a pathetic and broken state. Yeah, can you believe it? Can you believe it? Who saw this coming? Who saw this coming? Who saw that this collection was gonna fail on launch? No, I didn't. I didn't see this happening. This should have been a home run, an easy win, as they say today, and yet here we are. Well, folks, we're back again, and unfortunately, yes, it's a sad day in the video game industry again. Star Wars Battlefront Collection 1 plus 2, basically a re-release of Battlefront 1 and 2, the classic versions, got released on Steam, and as you can see on the product page and the reviews, people are not happy. Yes, unfortunately, the game has launched in a bad state, and this seems to be a trend at the moment where games get launched and they launch poorly. I don't understand how these companies continue to do this, knowing that fans were looking so forward to this game, looking forward to playing it and reliving memories of nostalgia and the great times that the classic games provided from basically 20 years ago. I always remember Battlefront myself when I first played Battlefront 2 back in 2005 on my dad's, let's say, not so fantastic personal computer. The game barely worked. However, although the game barely worked, I still recall playing online. I remember slashing everyone up with Luke Skywalker, fighting for my life as a stormtrooper, as an Imperial, and of course, who could forget those space battles? Absolutely terrific, and the Battlefield style of gameplay worked beautifully with the large-scale battles that you could have in the Battlefront series. Now obviously EA remade the games a few years ago, but they were not what we wanted. Although they did look very good, that part they got right. So people were screaming for this game, they were begging for this game, they wanted these classic games back on Steam and working properly with more up-to-date servers. Aspyr took the challenge on, and after the success of their Tomb Raider remastering, basically Tomb Raider 1, 2, 3 remastered, the company looked like they were going to be on a roll, and when they took on this project, why not? They seem to be the perfect candidate for this, especially when you consider they ported all sorts of games on Mac and even got other games to work again on Steam. What went wrong? Why on earth did this company, who we trusted, who we knew could do the job, let us down? I don't have the answers, and again, I'm looking at this from an average consumer's perspective, somebody who may just click on the page on Steam to buy the game and then suddenly see all the problems. This practice of releasing games that are not fit for purpose, are not ready to be launched, are not even ready to work yet, is baffling to me. I don't understand how the basic idea of a game launching is lost on all these companies. You should know the first thing you need to do is make sure that when you make a game and you publish it and you release it and people can buy it, that it has to work, it has to start up. And when it can't do that, you're in big trouble. And I'm sure Aspyr must have known how many people wanted this collection, these two games brought back from the dead and to be playable again by most people. I mean, people were screaming for this, and how on earth can you botch it? These are the kind of things that miff me. I don't understand how you as a company can let this sort of thing happen in the first place. From the reviews that I've seen so far, it looks like the main issues are the multiplayer not working at all, or basically not functioning as intended. Not to mention the game is, 8 times bigger than it used to be back in 2005? That's a worry. Makes you wonder what the hell they've been up to, and yet the game still doesn't work. I'm at the end of my tether about this because we've seen so many games recently not launch very well, launch with missing features, launch poorly, having to be patched over and over and over again. You know, I can remember when Cyberpunk first came out from CD Projekt Red, and of course The Witcher 3 was highly rated at this point, even though that game had issues when it launched as well, but eventually that became one of their best games ever. When this game first launched, Cyberpunk, it was a mess. Not so much on PC, although it still wasn't great, but on last-gen hardware, so PS4, 360, it was basically a failure. It really did not live up to standards. It was a very, very poor showing from the company. Now the current version, so PC, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series S, Xbox Series X even, They all work properly now, but it took years for the company to get the game to that state. So what's Aspyr going to do? I just hope they can fix this game quickly, because Battlefront is a game that we absolutely love back in the day and we have a lot of nostalgia for. In fact, I was going to buy it because I wanted to relive the memories of Battlefront 2 especially. But as I said, once I got to the product page and saw what was going on, I stayed clear. This is the reason why I wait for other people to play the games first and let them review it before I jump in and go for it. Usually I tend to wait for a price cut so I don't pay so much money for it. That's not always possible. So it'd just be nice for the game to be good, so if I decide to buy it at full price, which obviously helps support the developer in question, I can be assured that I'm getting a product that works for me. But when I keep seeing these failures, even from companies who should know better and know how to make a game work very well indeed, it makes me question everything. I can't get excited for games anymore because I have to ask myself every time, okay, great idea or great gesture, but is the game going to be broken at launch? Is it going to function properly? Will there be glitches, bugs? Is it optimized properly? These are all the questions I'm asking myself every single time I see a brand new game announced or released. I can't buy a game in good faith anymore without doing a ton of research beforehand. Again, if I didn't know any better, or if I wasn't great with technology, I would have gone and bought that game physically, for say, I don't know, PS5 maybe, or I would have just gone to Steam and just bought it and not looked at the reviews, and I would have been conned basically. I do hope Aspyr can fix the game, because Battlefront 1 and 2 are classic games that deserve the best, and I'm sure as time goes on, we will see how the story develops. Aspyr just need to fix the game, apologise to fans, and ensure this never happens again, and get it done quickly, because the longer they take, the more impatient and angered fans will be, and believe me, when fans get angry, I don't blame them. When we pay for these things, it's our hard-earned money that we're putting on the line, and with the world the way it is right now, we cannot afford to waste money on goods that do not function. And I just hope that Aspyr get their act together quickly and fix Battlefront 2. I'm sure in time the game will be a great way to revisit the classic memories that the first two games in that series gave us, and I'm sure Aspyr will redeem themselves, but right now, not looking too good. Anyway folks, that was just a quick overlook on the game and my overall thoughts on the industry so far. Let me know what you think of the games, if you did play them. I mean, if you did, God forbid, I hope you had a good time and it wasn't one of the experiences that everyone else has had. And you guys let me know, did you play the old Battlefront 1 and 2 games before they were discontinued? Well, until next time, see ya!